Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday Brunch with Black Tea. I'm your host, Miko.
I'm Candace.
I'm Lynn. And we're back again at this round table today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, do me a favor. If you go ahead, if you like the show, if you like what you've been seeing, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the page down below. And that way you're able to be alerted on everything that we do post and every time that's coming up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump on into today. We're going to start off with our brunch, of course. All right. And we're still on this sandwich kick, guys. We're going to be on this sandwich kick for the summer, you know, just giving you guys ideas and things like that. So this particular sandwich here today is I think it's gonna resonate. Well, I think it did resonate. Yeah, resonate with our childhood, right?
I was
right?
Memories.
Right.
Yes.
It pulls you back to your childhood. Mm-hmm. We had some good old fashioned grilled cheese sandwiches.
I don't know how old fashioned. Yeah, I don't know how old fashioned this one was, but okay.
You know, we gotta put a twist on that, okay? So we did some grilled cheese sandwiches today. We used some really nice fluffy artisan bread. You know, I love artisan bread because it's nice and soft and thick, you know, versus the regular thin bread. Right. And then we added some spinach chicken sausage.
Did you hear that?
Okay. Spinach chicken sausage. Yes. Some turkey pepperoni, some caramelized onions with some smoked mozzarella and Gouda cheese.
Did y'all hear that? Did that sound like some old-fashioned? Your mouth water,
right? Now, right? Now, what really kicks it off, and I don't know if you guys really noticed that made a difference or not, but adding the marinara sauce to it really gives it more of like an Italian kind of flavor. You know, it really kicks it off, you know. Just a little bit though, not too much. You don't want your sandwich to be wet, but you still want to get it something. But just a little bit of that marinara just really sends it up, right? Yes. And right on the side of it, we just had a nice bowl of fresh vegetable soup.
Some hearty soup.
You know what I'm saying? Always, you know, you get your grilled cheese and your soup when you was young. You know, it just goes hand in hand.
Absolutely.
It's so good.
Absolutely.
You know, so if you guys, you know, like what you see, if you want any recipes, of course, go ahead and drop us a comment down below. We'll get that to you. Hit us up on the website, blacktcomplete.com. We'll get that out to you. And make sure you know, get it prepared, get it like, you know.
Let me just also say that we need to call that the after school special, because that's what you used to. That's what we used to have when you go home. You got latchkey kid, like and myself. Okay, and I was the oldest, so I had to go home and cook and make stuff. So that's one of them. I never put sausage, onion, Gouda. I did all that, but
you was able to
talk. Sorry, but I love that. So that's an after school special we doing.
Yes,
that's our with a big twist.
And like you said, for the kids to be able to make it themselves.
Right. It's very easy. You know, very easy. Something they can do themselves. You know, and
create
and be creative.
And put some other stuff in there. Like you did.
You can do
what kind of cheese was
the mozzarella and smoked Gouda.
Okay, smoked Gouda. Okay.
I mean smoked mozzarella and Gouda. I'm sorry.
I was like
smoked mozzarella and Gouda.
Okay.
So very good. You know, and Gouda cheese is so rich. When you blend that with the mozzarella cheese, it just my goodness.
You can blend all my cheeses together. Yeah, I'm a cheesy.
Very good. So again, you guys want the recipe? Go ahead and leave us a comment. We'll get that to you as soon as possible. So guys, you know what? We always talking about this food, and you know, in Black Tea, you know, we pride ourselves on our catering menu as well as anything else. But we also have such other wonderful food options that are out there. But right now, today, the biggest craze with everything are these food trucks. These vendors, you know, even street vending, you know, even the street tacos and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of thought it would be interesting, guys, for us to kind of dive into a conversation or a little bit about restaurants versus street vending.
Yes.
You know,
which do you prefer?
Like, and the pros and cons to it.
Or if you like them both.
Or if you like them both, you know. Now, mind you, this is just the little bit of research we did in our opinions. You know, but your opinions might resonate with ours.
Right.
You know, who knows?
Leave us a comment.
So leave us a comment, let us know. So we're going to jump into, let's talk about first the pros and the cons. Because we start off there and then it trickles down to everything else underneath. Okay.
Domino effect.
Right.
Yes.
Now, being that I am a half, East Coast, girl.
Okay.
They did a lot of street vending out there.
Oh, really?
A lot of street vending, especially when you get to like New York and things like that. There's a lot. They're big for street vending. Yeah, and there's like a lot of other things too.
It sounds weird only because I'm thinking, we're in California and we got the great weather, no shade.
Right, no shade.
On the East Coast, snow and all that good stuff.
Right.
So I just felt like, dang, they really do have a lot of vending. Cold weather and all, windy.
Yeah.
Y'all got it going on. Go ahead, speak on what you're about to say.
So it's really good. And it's interesting. It's fun, and everything to go out there and the
neighborhood.
Right.
You get to learn people and people that come all the time.
Yeah. Pop up at the food, but it's becoming such a big thing worldwide.
Absolutely. That's
California is definitely one of the highest saturated states for food vending.
But on top of the vending part of it, just imagine how many different foods there are.
Yeah.
Like not only just everything Indian. Name it. Even stuff that isn't even made, stuff people are making up, and that's their creation or their specialty. It's amazing. There's so much good food out there.
It is. It definitely is. And I think, in my opinion, I'm gonna jump into the pros and cons.
Okay, let's go for it.
The pro to that, having the pro to street vending. Let me stop tongue tying myself up. But the pro to street vending to me is that you get a collected a variety of people from the communities that come out and and enjoy what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these street vendors, they'll blog on like where they're going to be, where they're going to, so they
have celebrities too.
And so they get a following. Everybody show up, and it's not like you're sitting in an uncomfortable restaurant trying to wait for your food and everything. It's like a big street party that's going on. So I really like that part of street vending. I enjoy it because it just hey, how you doing? What's your name? How you doing? Oh my God, this is so delicious. I know now you met 3 new friends.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's really
and not just in the neighborhood, but people are coming from all over.
All over.
So now you getting a mixture of people and becoming friends with those people as well. Socializing. And then don't let them share with you. Well, I come all the way over here for these burritos or these tacos or these whatever it is, but over there by my house, we have such and such, and you should come over there and come get that when you're in our neighborhood.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It's just a whole little ping pong, like events going on. That's why I love that.
And so what I've seen a lot of it become popular is when people have like events and like our organization put on events and they have like movie nights and then you start having all the the schools have it now where they have certain days of the year that they have just nothing but street vendors come in. And so
food trucks.
Yes. You know what I mean? And so they come in, so it's nice to try the variety where you have a dessert one or you will have some, either they're all specialties, or there are no two of the same.
That or a variety where it's vegan.
Right.
Or
for everyone.
Some for everything.
Yeah.
For everybody.
So I think that's the pro for that. I think if I was to be a owner or a chef for one of those food trucks, the pros would be you have a concentrated specialty that people come to you for.
Exactly.
And you know exactly what they're coming for.
Exactly.
Pretty much, because the menu doesn't have to be so elaborate.
You know what I mean? That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the pro to being at a restaurant is that you get that table service.
Yes.
You get that, the comfortability of sitting down at a table. Somebody
you get waited on.
Food,
you get waited on.
Yes.
And served. Like the king and queens we are.
Right.
Yeah.
So that that's the pro to that. And also
and the atmosphere. Even though not to take away the street vendors, because they have atmosphere too. They're lighting their things up. They're trying to get chairs. They have a little condiment table for you. So they're trying to do
community. It's become as opposed to before back in the day where we see them, especially in LA. We'll say the street. The taco trucks, so that's hot dog vendors. You go down downtown LA, the bacon wraps.
Those
those
smell so good. You You smell those things
a mile away.
I don't care.
A mile away.
You always don't want. I don't always get one, but I don't care when you smell. You just be like, whoa,
It
that
smells
so
so
good.
good.
That good.
Yeah, and that's one thing I feel like I can't mimic at home. Usually when
I'm
I
not
go somewhere,
trying to.
when I go somewhere, I always feel like I can
Mimic
make
it.
this, but that is a little specialty. You know,
That's why we go to them.
Especially kind of bacon.
Hey, what kind of bacon is that?
Right. Special bacon.
Yeah.
Special bacon. Yeah. So you definitely have your pros and cons to that. The other thing that I like about street vending is that being a street vendor, I think I would like is I don't have to always be in one place at the same time.
I like that.
I don't always have to, so I can capture different, geographical audiences at any time, and which is really
the
good.
mobility of it all.
Yes, because sometimes in certain area things might not be popping
that day, or that week,
or that time of day. Well,
we can make it pop somewhere. Like my following can make. I go to Venice Beach, or I might make that location pop.
Yes,
if I'm a good vendor. So that's a good one.
And I love it.
Yeah. But I would say, I'm sorry, not to cut you off. That I've done several times.
Yeah, we don't care.
We gotta get in what we can fit in, right?
Yes.
But I feel like that. So that's a pro to in one aspect. If you look at it like you're mobile, you can get around. But then for those people who are just stumble upon you and don't know how to follow you, you know what I mean? That's a con. They lose you. You lose that. You don't build a loyalty customer base. You know what I mean? Especially if you're always
you have to build
around.
it. You actually have to build it. That means you're gonna have to take some time, have some flyers, make sure you staple your card
to the receipt,
and it has to have your website and follow us on so they know where you are. So they're, you know what I mean? That's how you make sure that everybody follows good.
That is good.
Matter of fact, put your Instagram or something on your truck so people can.
Oh, that's the best way to do it. That's the way while you're driving, you ain't even gotta be stationed anywhere. You can be driving. People are like, well, I want to follow what they got going on.
The other thing too, with the having a stationary restaurant is that you don't have to worry about the too much of the competition. Here's what this is what I mean about that. If you have a food truck, you have to be so far away from other businesses.
That's right.
Or you can't operate.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about that having a stationary business because your business is the one that's there. So if you're in a hot spot, then you're in that hot spot. But if you're a food truck and you want to get in that hot spot, it might be hard.
You might have
a little obstacle or two because you got to be so far away from another business. The other thing is having another con about having a vending truck is that unfortunately I don't know about other states, but in the state of California, you have to have a permit to go into every city you want to go into.
A permit, and that costs a little something.
Yeah, so you have to have a permit to go from LA to Culver City. You need a Culver City permit. If you want to go into Santa Monica, you need a Santa Monica permit. If you gotta have a permit.
Well, but that's probably worth it if you are looking at the demographic and what you're trying to do. It could be beneficial.
It could be.
Because like you said, if the restaurant is stationary and it's over there, and I find out Culver City and Santa Monica is cracking, I'm going to be able to get to those people too. So I just need to, the vendors is able to move and get around to that. Unlike that restaurant, they got to sit there unless they franchise.
Right.
Yeah. Open up another restaurant.
So that's where we're talking about the overhead. So is the overhead of a food truck less expensive or more when you start talking about permits?
And we talking about permits and we get into that.
Well, it's still going to be less expensive.
Right. Okay.
Even with gas and everything.
Well, yeah.
California gas.
Right. Okay.
I know, right?
Say that again.
Well, here's why I say that is because when you go to a food truck, you're expected to wait. That's number one because it's a food truck, so they're not going to produce like they can produce in a full, kitchen.
That's very true.
So you don't have to worry about having so many people working on the line to try and pump this food out so fast because you're trying to get it out in 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
The other thing about it, the overhead thing is that because you can move around so much, you don't have to worry about supplying people with a job that's just on a regular basis. You can say, hey, I'm going to be in this area, does anybody want to work? You know what I'm saying?
Your crowd, so you're like, okay, I only need 1 or 2 people.
Right.
I got even better than that. The electricity, the electricity and everything that facilitates a restaurant. Right. Now you only got the smaller truck.
Yeah.
So it doesn't cost as much. And your bill ain't as high.
Right, and it doesn't cost as as much either to run your license, to get your permit, your license for a vending truck. It's less than having one for a street front. Street front property. It's different, you know, because the inspections on it is different, and they require different things. Okay. Like in a restaurant, they actually require you to have, like, literally, you have to have 5 running sinks in your food service area. 5 running sinks.
So many sinks in the restaurant.
So many sinks.
When I worked there.
Yeah. and as far as a food truck, they require you're limited of space, so they're not requiring you to have all of these extra things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But one of the things that I find that can be a con when it comes to a food truck versus a restaurant is that the supply. So I've seen oftentimes where you can be at a hot spot and it's popping, but then when you run out of food, you run out of food.
Yep, you're supplying demand.
There's events, and like I said, you are at a spot where you have the demand, but you can't supply it because you run out of food.
Yeah.
And in a restaurant, your refrigeration, your stocking.
You should. Yeah.
I've been but you have something to offer them. Like you got one thing. But think about it. If you're a
you can't be at Popeyes and not run out of chicken. That's just crazy.
Right.
But it has happened. But go ahead.
But they got chicken tenders and you get it. You know what I mean?
I had that piece. You're right.
I
had my wing.
Right. But more so than not, the trucks are specialty trucks. So when you run out of food, it's dead. It's over. It's opposed to a restaurant. They don't have garlic butter. They have maybe some croutons or something.
Right. Now here's a good thing here's a plus side to that though. Hopefully, I don't know if all of them do it, but hopefully a lot of the street vendors know about what the off-site commissaries. So if you are on a food truck and you popping that night, you popping, you can, you make sure you have somebody there that can run to your off-site commissary to bring you back supplies that you need.
Because I was sitting here thinking, well, why don't I ever see an extra storage spot or a refrigerator spot behind there, like told with their truck? Yeah. Because I'm thinking, well, shoot, I don't want to run out. So why wouldn't you order a refrigerator or freezer or whatever you need that attached to it,
because you need the electricity to run it.
See, that's why I was asking.
You need the electricity to run it.
So what you said is very smart.
Yeah, they have off-site commissaries. Well, to be truthfully honest, when you get your license in the state of California, the state is county of LA. The county of LA, because some other counties are grandfathered in, they have different rules. But the county of LA, when you get your license for food vending or for any type of food period, you have to be able to supply to them where your products are going to be stored.
Right, because
and they have to be stored at a facility that is NSF, approved and city approved.
Right.
So that's another cost then.
So it's another cost, but a lot of times,
but still not as much as a restaurant.
You can probably lease a commissary, monthly for probably like $200 a month. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't cost a lot because these commissaries, most of these commissaries, what they do is they house
several
kitchens, vendors. They house vendor foods and they house kitchens where you can go in, and if you're a caterer, you can provide, make your food, or even like if you just have say for you just want a delivery service, food service. You don't want a big restaurant. You just want to pop your name up on the thing. Say I have a restaurant, and it's delivery only, which they're calling virtual restaurants now. So all these virtual restaurants. Right, you actually can go onto their website and it looks like you're going into a restaurant. And you place your order, but it's delivered to you. Okay. So it's cool. It's really
dine out only though. Not a dine-in, dine-out.
Yeah, it's only delivery. Delivery only.
Yeah,
it's delivery only. They're called virtual restaurants. It's really big, like up in the Bay Area, and it's starting to trickle down here into our area. That's what I've been looking into for Black Tea, is doing the virtual restaurant. And they have these places.
Y'all don't know.
Yeah, they have these places where you pop in there, you just rent it out, maybe 35 to 65 to sometimes a little bit more an hour. You block out maybe 4 or 5 hours. Hook it up, and what happens is people come there.
A pop-up.
It's kind of a pop-up, but it's not where people can come and sit down and eat. It's only for delivery. Right, it's only for delivery. So with all this Uber Eats and all this stuff like that, they will get an alert. Boom, boom, boom. Black Tea has an order. They go to the place. They pick up the food and go. They have one place that's downtown LA. That's all that it is in there. It's nothing but delivery service companies.
So are you saying
delivery restaurants?
They cook the food there, and then the drivers come. Okay, because I was like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Wow. So the concept would be the same as like, you know how Chili's have their, just say Chili's for example, have their takeout. Mm-hmm. It's just that, but there's no restaurant. I mean, there's no customers dine in. There's no dine in.
There's no dine in.
There we go.
And it's really cool. And a lot of the street vendors, that's what they do. People actually do vending from their trucks.
Oh, okay.
They do vending from their trucks.
So when you say that, they mean Postmates can go grab some food from the truck where they're at.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, they do vending from their trucks. Mm-hmm. And so I've seen that like when you go on to like these sites, they'll have them on there, and you'll try and look it up, but when you look it up, it's just a truck. Some of them will tell you that it's coming from a food truck, and then some of them won't. It'll just be the restaurant, but it'll be a vending truck. Oh, wow. So you can definitely utilize your business like that too, your food truck like that. Amazing. It can just be a delivery only food truck, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? The con to that is, like you said, the overwhelmingness of demand and being able to keep up. But if they have their off-site commissaries and they're able to have access to it, I mean, it's really it's kind of really like a win-win in some sense, because if you're doing just deliveries, let's say on Mondays and Wednesdays I only do deliveries. Well, I don't need that many people working. I can cut overhead costs right there. You know what I'm saying? And make a thing of it. I work 5-6 hours, hit that lunchtime, and boom, I'm done. Or hit that dinner time, and boom, you know what I'm saying? Or if I want to go all day, I could. Right. But the good thing about it is you're not paying all of these people to come in and run a full service restaurant for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty good, even with the quick serve restaurants. You know, they have all these quick dine. It's not fast food. It's not quite full service, but it's in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Quick dine. You go in, you order your food, you sit down, you still get served, but the service is different. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's quick dine. Get your butt up.
Right.
Hurry up.
So service wise, you know, with that you get I think when you're dealing with a food truck that does only delivery or has specific days they only do delivery, I think you get better quality of food sometimes. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times when these restaurants start getting overwhelmed during the lunch period time, and they have all these people coming in their restaurant and they have all these takeouts going out of their restaurant,
at the same time.
Sometimes
I've seen that. We've been part of that before.
I mean, everybody experiences.
Well, I mean, I'm on the restaurant
side.
I've been through that. And that was difficult sometimes.
It is difficult because you're like, you got your guests calling, and you're like, well, I do apologize when I took the food out like this.
You don't feel good. You don't feel good bringing it either. You know, because now you're late, and it's a whole lot. It's a lot of pressure. It could be a lot of pressure. So,
but when you think about that, like you said, as in a restaurant, I mean, you can't afford to ever slack on customer service, but it's almost sometimes expected to a certain extent, because as a consumer, you come in a rush hour and you're not coming in ahead of time. It's kind of like you're taking a chance that your food is not going to be at the best level, even though obviously most people try to strive for that. There's circumstances that just prevent it from happening.
I mean, you as a company, you pride yourself on the presentations of your food. How is Delivery House prepared? You want it to always be the same. You want it to be uniformed at all times. But honey, like you guys just said, you get there and you got screens full of food. You like, oh my goodness.
And customers.
And customers standing in front of you looking at you.
And you don't mess up. And you're not having an order that's messing up. Then you got to refry or redo something.
Because people
throw everything off.
People don't understand lunch hour.
Oh no. They do, but only on there when they're the customer. When they're the customer.
They're not thinking about it from the restaurant and a food vendor point of view. They're not looking at it from that. They want you
to provide the service.
Your business, you better be on top of your stuff. Well, sorry. We're overwhelmed a little bit right now. Bear with us.
Now, when it comes to that, as a street vendor, they have a little bit more give with that. So that's a pro to that when it comes to that service part, because you know that I'm a street vendor. You see I'm working out of a truck, so therefore my expectations is not about to be for me to have my food in 15 minutes.
So you spoke about the time, but is your expectation of the food to be at a higher level than it is for a restaurant?
I don't think so. I don't say higher level, because the presentation of it is going to definitely be different. Now, of course, you want your taste to be good regardless.
Well,
toast. Maybe not a higher level.
That's what I said. They're equal. They both should be good.
Well, I guess let me just say. I guess maybe I mean it more so like, okay, so as a consumer and you patronize a restaurant and there's a flaw, maybe something in the food that wasn't served or didn't taste right. Okay. You know, you have a time to bring it back and get it reserved. You know, for them to remake it, as opposed to a street, food truck. You know what I mean? You're getting a service, and a lot of times when you take a bite and they have a line at the door, they probably can't, make that turnaround as fast. Or your impression of them is more.
If it's the first impression, it's
right?
Bad.
Yeah,
it could be bad, but I don't think that if you ate there or it's your first time and it's not up to their standard and you don't like it, and can they fix it, or you can go back and ask them, something's missing, I don't like the way it is. You don't think that you can go talk to the vendor and ask and tell them? You think you would have to get back in line? I think so. I think even more so with them than a restaurant, because it's so much smaller and we're one-on-one. The cook is right here. Unlike at the restaurant, you gotta go to the server goes to the manager goes to the cook, and go back and forth like that. It's a lot to go through just to say, I didn't like this.
Right. Now, I mean, but to your point though, Candace, you do have there is gonna be a time thing. Like, even though I'm willing to remake it for you, still remember, keep in mind, I'm on a vending, I'm a vendor, I'm on a truck, so it's going to take time, and I still got other people too. So I'm going to fit yours in, but it might not come out in 10 minutes or before this next lady's, because her order is just as important as yours. So even though we messed up, I apologize. We're gonna take care of you, but you got to give us a little bit of time.
Right.
Now in that sense, I think that in the restaurant, they have a little bit more of a
handle that,
the turnaround on that.
And the margin. So I guess in essence, I'm just saying the margin of the mistakes that possibly be made.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? When you look at it, do a restaurant have obviously more margin to recoup or what?
To recoup, yeah. But I think they also have a greater margin to make mistakes.
Yes.
Because the menus are bigger, they have more orders. At least with the vending trucks or street vendors, they have a specific little menu, and everything is the way everything is prepped and ready to go. There you go. There's a system. It's like and it's easy for them. Sometimes it might be easy for them to recoup. You go to the restaurant, they gotta recook this, they gotta refix that. Where the vending truck, the way they prepare their stuff, they prepare it for fast turnaround.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Fast turnaround. So even if I get backed up, it won't be too backed up because I'm moving. Now, when you get those vending trucks though, that have those specialty things like the fried chickens and the fish and things that want to come out freshly made, those are the ones where you really get a setback and you get your 20 to 30 minute wait.
And not only that, I feel like it's not only just those type of products or services they're bringing. I think it also depends on the venue. Because if you think about those food trucks being at concerts and stuff like that, festivals, it's really hard to get to be able to put your complaint in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just it's like you just suck it up and say, okay, I tried it, didn't like it, I'm not coming back here again.
That's why they might be striving a little harder than to not make a mistake.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, make sure. I'm not saying it happens.
I mean, everybody's human. We got to make our food, so there's
for sure that.
Okay, so. What are some of you guys' favorite food vendors?
So of course in LA we have this thing called Taste of Soul.
Ooh, love it.
And I love to see, Shabazz is one of the, a favorite there that I like to patronize.
For a lot of people.
Yeah. And then I like the Italian ice that they have there.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
That's my kids' favorite. I actually got a picture of them at the Taste of Soul. Both of them, when they were really, really small, with that drink. They just love that stuff. So good.
Funnel cake one at the Taste.
Oh yes. She loves some funnel cakes. Oh, I love funnel cakes.
For me, I had the beignets. They have one from New Orleans from the beignets. And me and the kids, I always have my kids from Italian. Okay, so me and the kids. The kids, they loved it too. That powdered sugar and stuff, so that was pretty cool. I just love that they can bring something from so far, so close to us, so easily.
Man, and you get that's the good thing, because you get a variety of different, businesses and restaurants and concepts
that you wouldn't normally
that you wouldn't really get, that you can't get if you go to a regular restaurant.
Right.
If you go to a standalone, a street a standalone restaurant, you can't get that variety. But at those events, when those street vendors come out and they all come together, you're like in a huge smorgasbord of different types of
goodness. And the good thing about it is that you can get one thing from somewhere, I get one, and we just share.
See, Texas Soul is usually on my birthday. It was on my birthday this past year.
Oh, okay.
So it was usually on my birthday or my father's birthday. It's the day before mine. So I usually go with a group.
Okay.
It's always a group of us, and we always all get something different, so we all can share.
Exactly.
And it's just better that way. That's what's so good about the festivals. Or I went to a place one time that it's called Taco Landia. I'm always talking about taco, but this place called Taco Landia, which was like 150. Hear what I said? 150 different taco vendors.
Oh wow.
Okay, so you pay a flat free fee with $60 to get in, $59.99 I think.
Oh, that's
and you go to you walk up to any of them. You paid your fee. That's what you paid to eat. So it was like almost like all you can eat. The thing was, it's a whole bunch of people there, so the lines are kind of long.
Yeah.
But there were so many different ones. The first one I tried, I was starving. So y'all know I don't like to know what I'm eating.
Right.
Don't tell me what I'm eating. Right. Don't tell me what I'm eating. Just give it to me and then tell me later.
Yeah.
Because I'm a creature of habit like that. But anyway, get in line in the first place. We just walked up to one place. I was like so hungry. I don't care. This looked like the best line. I'm about to go right here. Girl had a stingray taco. Stingray taco.
Oh wow.
Girl, I wouldn't have had that if I was starving.
No.
I mean, if I was starving,
if you knew.
I'd have been like, oh, they got stingray. Let's go to the next one.
Exactly.
So when I tell y'all it was so good,
wow.
oh, I had a great time there.
And
it was just different ones. I mean, they had a gumbo one. What was it called? Gumbo taco or what? Oh, I'm telling you, and it had the that sausage that they put the the sausage. It's called
the andouille sausage.
I knew she knew how to call it. I knew she knew. I knew the cook knew. That sausage was in the taco along with the gumbo sauce and juice.
Wow,
baby.
Oh wow!
I'm talking about good old times, and then they had beer and stuff there too. So I was going to drink, but that was a cool spot. So the vending spots for like festivals and stuff like that.
You go to the best.
And I think that's where restaurants think they lose all that. They lose all that because
all those people that you get to see. I'm telling you, I don't think a lot of people, unless you have, like you said, specialty, you don't get the turnaround of people. The different ethnicities of people that come into your place. Like if you have a soul food restaurant, you know it's gonna be majority black people coming in here.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna be a little sprinkle of other. I'm just saying majority of your clientele is gonna be our black folks. You see what I'm saying? Because it's soul food. That's what we eat, right? But when you go to a vendor spot, you get a whole.
They want to try
people.
And it's good. That's what's good about it. That's why. You know, it's easy for, like right now you have a lot of these vendors that are taking their food truck business or street vending businesses and turning it into restaurants so they can have the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Now, do you think, you guys, in your opinion, do you guys think that it's good to go from truck to restaurant or from restaurant to truck, or do you think it's good to have both, or like what do you think these people's long-term goals are? What do you think they're thinking about?
I think that for some businesses, like you said, I think it depends on the chain and if it's worthwhile. Like, you know what I mean, some people do, because if you're catering, because most restaurants cater, and when you think about catering, they want to be able to go into those catering facilities that they can produce mass instead of, you know, and still obtain their quality of food. And the best way to do that is to have a truck, because when they have it just trying to carry it from, you know, driving, especially long distances, depending on where the event might be, that's where they will lose out by having them a truck. And I have seen some restaurants went from and they didn't go, they added on to their portfolio. It's added on to their portfolio.
Most, so I think most of all the burger places are doing fast food places or whatever.
Absolutely.
I feel like not to cut you off, but I feel like the vendors are trying to get to the restaurant business. I mean,
I think that's their ultimate goal.
I think they ultimately want to have a standstill.
Yeah.
Even though there, like we just broke down the pros and the cons of both, I think their goal is to have a standstill or a franchise over different cities, states, whatever the case may be. I think that's what their goal is.
And I think that one of their reasons for wanting that is because instead of me having to house my product in another facility that I don't own, that I'm paying extra money to, I can have a facility that I can house it into, and I still can make money in that facility as well. So I have my restaurant, I'm storing my commissary food from my truck at my restaurant, I'm making food at my restaurant while my truck is out on the street making money too. So I'm making money all the way around versus making money and giving it to somebody else to house my product in order for me to continue my truck business, you know. The other thing I think is probably too, where they would want to go have a truck and have a business too, is because Now I have a standalone. Now the truck floats around. So once I blog or tell people where I'm going to be, people will start following me. But the truck, but the restaurant is going to be stationary. So these people are going to always know I'm there. So regardless of if they follow me on truck or not, they still know they can find me.
Well, what I'm thinking from it, why a food vendor, a specialty food vendor that usually, is something that people who don't have much of, or they're not standalones already, is because they're trying to get their self known. And so once they capture an audience and know that there's a supply and demand for their business, that's then when they would want to go get a standalone business.
Right. Yeah, graduate.
Yeah, exactly.
They get bigger menus,
right,
more to offer.
Right, but they know that there's a place as opposed to getting it vice versa.
The atmosphere.
Yeah,
the atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
It's weather related because with vendors outside, if it's weather, just with the wind blowing, if it's raining. But at the restaurant, open the door. Come on in.
Rain, sleet,
all of it. Only thing that's gonna mess you up is that electricity go off. From the electrical storm you in. That's how it go.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot that goes into this, but it's a big thing right now. I mean, of course, the food and beverage industry is one of the biggest industries out there right now because of it's a demand to live. You know what I'm saying? It's a demand to live. So you're gonna always have it. It's just making sure that these concepts, people are coming up with new and exciting concepts, and they're making sense. Exactly.
And with that being said, I also like the fact that Jaden Smith came up with his vending truck. I think it says "I love you" on it, and I think it's vegan, but it's for the homeless people.
Yes, and that's
so I think that might be a new way. He might be challenging some people, or trying to get more stars to
support
do that, because like you said, it's not so much. It's not a restaurant. They don't have to walk in, and the overhead is not as much.
Right.
So I'm looking
and with something like that, you can literally go to different communities and help out the people in different communities.
I'm sure that's what he's doing.
Yeah, because now these people don't have to figure out how to come to you. I'm coming to you to help you out. So that's really good. I saw that when I was looking at Instagram. I did see scroll past and I was like, this is really cute.
And he got the vegans. He's trying to keep it healthy.
Right. So, but again, this can be a conversation that we can have forever, guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. We thank you so much for joining us and everything today. It's always something that's gonna resonate on your mind. It's always something, because every time you sit down with your friends, family, or whatever, you always, what are we gonna eat?
That's a consumer. You're a consumer.
So it's a good topic to kind of like throw out there to our guests. How did you guys like it? Did you guys like it? I think you guys liked it. Comment and let us know if you liked it or anything like that. Because we definitely want to hear any of your feedback on what you heard today and everything. I thank you guys so very much. We thank you guys so very much for joining us today. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share to our Instagram page, this YouTube channel right here down below. Leave your comments. Let us know what you're thinking. We thank you so much for your support. We thank you guys for joining us today. Don't forget to follow us. Events @ black tea, and then blackteacomplete.com. Make sure you check out the website as well. There's a lot of good information coming up there too. Stay tuned for anything that's coming up for Black Tea. Black Tea's gonna have a lot of stuff coming up in your way, hopefully in your area. We're gonna start, getting out the street and meeting our people and meeting and mingling and everything. So I thank you guys so much for joining us again. Until next time, let's connect and let's network.
Thank you.